maybe play one season, play a few months in Nigeria. We saw maybe Sabi that we can a couple of years ago. Is this something you would consider?
Like I said, if security is guaranteed, if good coverage is guaranteed, and good referees, of course. I played the league before, and it would be a great privilege for me to play for 6 months or 1 year before I finish my career. But you don't want to be playing and be getting scared of your life or what is going to happen next and all that. So it does not worth it, So if I even want to play, I'm not going to play because I want to make money, because I'm not even going to take money from no team. I'll just play because I want to fulfill something, But first of all, I have to make sure all these things I said is being put in place for me to say, okay, I want to do it, understand?
What's up, y'all? This is Tupac.
What's up, y'all?
Hey, shit. Holy Ghost. Holy Ghost. when I'm robbers attack Aboki for express roads, I start to shout, Holy Ghost, Holy Ghost. Let's get a show on the road, man. Everybody needs the show now. So you're smiling. Your village people that they ask you a question. All right, good morning and welcome to the Tuesday edition of the Sports Buffet on Enyimba TV Radio. My name is Daffy Matthias. I'm going to love to come in the Enyimba of the Sports. I've got with me Emmanuel Sebastian and Joy Bassi. Man, good morning and welcome to the Tuesday edition of the show.
All right, good morning to you. Good morning to the listeners. Birthday week, feeling pumped, feeling good. That's true.
Where are you taking us to?
I don't know.
Don't know where you're taking us. So we're not going to celebrate. Indirectly, what Emmanuel Sebastian is saying is he's broke. I bet una add them, una contribute so that we go feel buy cake for her. Cake, just cake, or one chicken drumstick. We'll give her so that you know go be like say we don't like them. Only on Tuesday they call here, but that Tuesday they give us more than enough. Joy Bass, is it your birthday week too?
No.
Okay, it's not your birthday week.
Yeah.
So how are you?
I'm doing fine.
How's your night?
Fine.
Okay, so let's hit the ground running. We don't have too much time, so let's go straight up. What do you have for us?
Well, this is happening. Like our president has been selected chairman of ECOWAS and returned this yesterday.
So I'm talking to the soldiers.
Yes, it's very good and
that's overstressing the man. Nothing is very good there.
at least it boosts the country now. It's
Yeah. It's good. Still put us in position of power. Yeah.
Yeah, and then one of your fellow actors are begging people to please stop asking me for money.
No, the thing is strong now. Even me, the thing is strong. Oh. I say
Pressure is getting worse.
the thing is strong. Like everybody wants you to help pay their bills, their health. All of a sudden, the other day I asked somebody, is everybody falling sick? Like because everybody, I was asking Bros Ali, I was like, Bros, Alpha, everybody is falling sick all of a sudden. Is there something in the air? Everybody wants you to pay hospital bill, pay children's school fees, pay this one. Even people that wants to jackpot want you to give them money to travel. How? To buy flight ticket, to do this one, that. And then the worst one, people in the abroad are not saying, some of them will not say, buy gari, buy pepper, and buy fish. Send the money and say, hey, bro, I never settled down. No. Just send that. No worry, when it is good. Me where you abandon for this zoo. It good when I you run leave me. I don't understand though, but we bless God that we're still able to eat, feed ourselves, take care of our children. My wife will say, "Thank God you're not the one begging."
Then another one, a Kenyan pastor died after he checked in a hotel with his girlfriend.
Gang gang. That feeling,
I saw the headlines.
that feeling, I don't know.
We don't know what happened, Sha. Let's not say what happened.
No, you should see the comments. What people were saying, he died with the glory.
I like this generation. They do it well. They do social media well.
The night shows much. But Sha, we give it to God and abroad, they have these concerts are going on and everything.
Yeah.
With this new trend of people start throwing things as artists.
I don't understand where did they pick that one from? I don't understand.
I don't know. I think
This is your generation. Una the quick verse.
It's not us now.
Violence. There's Gen Z, then there's Gen violence.
It's not even violence that doing. This one we Drake. We said Drake, the true bra.
No, that one is regular. That one's been there since forever.
And
Throwing bra and pulling pants, and that's
Yeah.
regular. That's
then
regular.
this one.
Just make sure it's clean anyway.
Yeah.
Don't go and throw.
And the female fans coming on stage to dance with
Don't
their
lie.
face and kind of.
Don't go and throw smelly pants and smelly bra on people.
And this one will be very excited. The true phone on her face. Yeah. Injured.
That's bad.
And then we throwing like stupid things, dangerous things.
Slippers, heels, shoes. Well, it's one of those things.
Yeah.
God will help us.
I think that is all.
That's all you've got for us. Okay, let's go to Emmanuel Sebastian. Emmanuel, when's your birthday again?
13th, Thursday.
You are my son.
Yeah, always. That's how it's been.
Because I know that, because I know you were celebrating your birthday when he was born.
Yeah.
Okay, so who will go buy something for now? We have to choose one. It has to be Tega. Tega is the baby, in this conversation. You have had your many birthdays. But anybody who's feeling like paying for Tega or Emmanuel's birthday cake or buying him chicken or something, please, that's Emmanuel on Instagram. Please, doing the honor of giving me birthday surprise. I'm not going to tell you what. Well, Emmanuel, I think it's your show today.
Yeah.
I just want to be the analyst and sit back. So, do us the honor.
All right. Some conversations making me laugh in some of the football groups I've been. Breaking news: Tottenham are offering Harry Kane 400k per week. And people were making joke of it. Somebody said, "Make it take no be trophy cabinet in picking good job."
but I think let's be fair.
It's just making me laugh. I'm not saying some funny.
He's earned enough money to invest and grow. What Harry Kane needs right now is trophy. What he needs right now is trophy. And nobody says that if he chose Bayern will pay him between 250 to 300. So that comes with trophy. Money and trophy comes together. Spurs not going to win anything. They're not made up for next season. So that's a shitty club now. Come on.
But if you're Harry Kane, I know Harry Kane has his decision to make, but will you take the
for what? No. Nah. Harry Kane will regret for the rest of his life not going to Man City. Man City was willing to. All he needed to do was to just push for the transfer, force the transfer. By now, if I don't win treble. By now, that goal record, that 49 goal between him and Alashara, maybe it would have been 5 now.
Anyways, that's that regarding Harry Kane. It was just making me laugh, and I had to just say that. But still on transfers, but this time let's take it to.
On number 112, Alpha. Oh, yeah, listen.
Take it to the home front now. Talk about some NPFL transfers. Let's start with this one with Sporting Lagos. They've completed a deal to sign Warriors captain Olisema Ekene on a permanent basis, and we hear.
Is it related to the Olisema?
No, I don't think so.
I'll find that.
So it's rumored to earn around 400k monthly. I mean, these transfer stories are courtesies of NPFL experts we know on Twitter, the Adepoju, the Rounders.
Yeah, but that one is authentic.
Yeah, I decided to pile them together and give it to our listeners. And by the way, Sporting Lagos are taking on Remo Stars today in the Nigeria Super 8.
Remo Stars have qualified. Remo Stars, Sporting Lagos are begging that Remo Stars should let them win so that they also qualify.
What's your take on their game against Enyimba? They did well. They had a penalty late on in the game. John Noble saved that, but nearly at the end of the day. So do you think, it's Enyimba, so do you think they can hold their own in the NPFL next season.
Well, that's why they're making the signings.
There's other opportunities they should go against Remo Stars.
That's why they're making the signings that they're making. I'm not going to judge anything. I'm not one. If you follow me over the years, I've never judged anything based on preseason. And let's not forget that the season just ended. The players reached a crescendo by qualifying for the NPFL. So there's always going to be drop in performance. The human body is not a machine. There's going to be drop in performance for some time, and that's exactly what has happened. Even with Enyimba, who are champions of the NPFL, last on their group. So if you come here and judge them on that performance, I think it'd be too harsh and too hard on them. What I just think that I love about Sporting Lagos, you know that I was really hard on Sporting Lagos, and then maybe with that hardness, they started turning the wheels. They started doing things right. 2-3 seasons ago, they were just doing Owambe. They were just running a fool's errand, in my own opinion. But they started changing the wheels, started doing the things the way they're supposed to do, move some coaches around, make some appointment, some adjustments. Yeah, the Owambe is still on the side, but it's no longer the focus. Then they start streaming their matches and all that. Unfortunately, too bad for Modona. He will not have a streaming job to do next season. I can confidently tell Sporting Lagos, I can confidently tell Bendel, anybody who is streaming their matches, keep your camera. Keep your camera. Forget about it.
Wow.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen this time. No club, it's not gonna happen. No club will stream their matches. If you can't get it on the app, forget about it. If you want to watch the match, go get it on the app. Yes, it's about time we turn this thing into a commercial entity because it's really crazy. It's hard, but you can create behind the scene content with your team. So if you got your camera, you got a crew, put it to work. We need work now. That real work that people talk about. This is the time to put it to action, but not all these we're streaming and the quality is distorted. You use one camera or two cameras to stream a professional league match, and then everybody starts saying this is why we don't love the NBA. No, that's not going to happen anymore next season. I just came off a meeting. When did I go for that meeting again? Was it last week Thursday? Yeah, last week Thursday.
So you said that.
Yeah, and then the whole is our own game. We are streaming it. You can't come and put your camera and look at this idiot who don't have broadcast rights. Why not pay for broadcast rights? Taking somebody else's property to feed up your channel. Okay, do the thing where you would broadcast a game. You're streaming a game. There's no proper commentary. There's no proper cameras and the rest of them. But to you, you're streaming. And then again, when criticism comes, it envelopes the league. So that's not going to happen this season. I think their backrooms team, their media team would have to focus on creating content within their team, which is also a very good one anyway, if they know how to do it. But I think that I like what Sporting Lagos is doing. Remo Stars, you know me, how much I love Remo Stars. Remo Stars can't put a foot wrong by me.
Both teams have been bantering each other on Twitter. I don't know if it's.
I've seen the banter and it is good. I don't want them to be friends. One of the things that I've always hated about Nigerian League is the fact that one team will be supporting the other team. I don't understand that. We are fans of Remo Stars. We're wishing Enyimba well on their. No. One of the things that makes a league grow well is rivalry. In the old days, Bendel Insurance, Rangers, they are not friends. They are enemies. It's competitive rivalry. You must have competitive rivalry in football. Without rivalry, football doesn't grow at all. Look at some of the best leagues in the world. I mean, Arsenal, Tottenham, Arsenal, Chelsea. This one, Man United, Man City, Man United, Liverpool. You have to have rivalry because it is rivalry that makes me want to pull you down, that makes me want to succeed, that makes me want to counter your success and all that. It's part of it, and it also fuels the passion and the energy of the fans. People might not like, if you come to Nigeria, they will stab each other. And I lie. Why not? See, we've not seen rivalry. There's rivalries in South America, rivalries in Italy, other part of the world, in Ukraine, in all those Serbia region. Let us have that kind of rivalry in our football. It's very, very good. That's how football used to be. All this one where everybody they did nice and they farms everybody, they farms each other. No, I like the banter, okay, but it's on a platonic level anyway. But the banter, the healthy banter between Remo Stars and what's it called? Sporting Lagos. But Sporting Lagos does not even have the local standing to banter Remo Stars. Let's be very honest. Come on. Remo Stars got their own stadium. They played on the continent. This is the second year going on the continent. They sold players to the very highest level. They have a structure. Their academy is well known all over the world, beyond limits. Their main team is doing where their coach is established. I still don't know who the coach of Sporting Lagos is. So the whole thing, if you talk of the big man versus the big man, Remo Stars, Kole Shoname cancels Shala on this front. If you talk about stadium, Sporting Lagos brings nothing to the fight. If you talk about the team structure, Sporting Lagos brings nothing to the fight. So let's just keep our fingers crossed. And Peter Rupert, thank you very much. I appreciate for that, for giving us 2.49 euros. So in that regard, I would say that Remo Stars take the lead. This is their second appearance on the continent, if I'm not mistaken.
Mhm.
Come on, Cup Champions League again.
You're talking about Sporting Lagos.
Sporting Lagos.
Something, should I say, weird happened in that game against Enyimba, and this courtesy of our man, Bamiji, who's one of the pioneers of the Happy Corner. He said, you know how the Happy Corner is, the fans, lively, the vuvuzelas and all that. He said during the game, an official of the Nigeria Super 8 came to tell them that they should reduce the noise. Like, stop, the noise is too much, they should reduce it. And they insisted. And one of the organizers went to meet an official of Sporting Lagos to go and tell them to bring the noise down. They still insisted. So they found it weird. Some of them came out on Twitter, to lambast the decision. Why would you tell us to keep quiet? Can you go to the Signal Regional Park to tell the Dortmund fans to keep quiet? Can you go to Anfield? So they were angry with the decision. So it's weird to me. Why would you tell us to, bring their noise down and all that? I was following the thread on Twitter and I was like you can't be doing that. I don't know what you think about that. Is it that? I just don't know. I find it weird.
First off, it is sad that the company in question who's organizing this thing and their sponsor MTN are all South Africans. Okay, I agree that Super Sports is not a Nigerian company, but it's still a South African franchise. And they invented the Vuvuzela. We're not going to deceive ourselves that the Vuvuzela was a gift that South Africa gave to the world in 2010. Yes, FIFA complained that it was too loud, it was too noisy, it was like a horde of bees attacking, but they didn't tell them to stop. A stadium that is not packed full, you have a few group of guys who have that type of energy, and you're telling them to tone it down. And it's the biggest attendance you have in the Super 8. I think it's a tad bit disrespectful and rude to say it. Very, very disrespectful and rude because one, Sporting Lagos brings something special. If at this very stage you're already trying to shout them down, again the Nigerian factor have come to play.
They will have to find them. They don't, I was like,
you can't even find them. That's stadiums are meant to be loud. To try to turn the stadium into a graveyard demeans the reason why football is being played. A stadium is a loud place, okay, and fans do a whole lot of things. You can't tell the Napoli fans not to put a fire flare, for instance, not to be noisy. Even just the mention of Victor, you see the echoes of Osimhen into the city, not just in the stadium. It goes out. I'm speaking to people who stay at the stadium, and they tell you that when they make that noise, the whole city hears the sound of Victor Osimhen. People who don't go to stadium know who Victor Osimhen is by the echoes of the name Victor Osimhen, for instance. And the same thing, like you said, of the stadium in Dortmund and a whole lot of other places. Or when Arsenal fans are singing "The Streets Are Our Homes," or the Liverpool fans are singing "You Never Walk Alone." I don't understand. This noise is meant to be the signature of
the way the stadium is built.
Sporting Lagos.
That's where the VIP sits.
Yeah.
The fans is closer. So maybe they were.
None of my business. None of my business. Dignitaries. Stadium have nothing to do with dignitaries. It's not a wedding ceremony. It's not a birthday party. It's a football stadium. If the dignitaries coming into a football stadium does not understand that the stadium is meant to be loud, then please get out. Go lodge at Radisson Blue in one room like the Kenyan pastor, and whatever happens to you is your business. But to come into a stadium and be looking for quietness, go to the library. Where's library in Lagos?
There's one I don't know if it's still working. I don't know. But anyways, Sporting Lagos against Remo.
Before you go, Peter Rocco is asking a question. He said when PFL players get paid monthly or weekly like other Europeans, and what's your take about Partey's alleged move to the United nice job, guys. Okay, thank you. Let me just briefly answer this one. Players are paid monthly in Nigeria. There is weekly allowances for matches, winning bonus or match bonus. Then there is also travel allowance, on the road allowance for feeding, and the rest of them. But salaries are paid monthly, as the case may be, because that's the structure in Nigeria. Don't forget that in the West, even salaries get paid aside football, get paid weekly. So it's different. People wait for Thursdays or Fridays to get their money. So it's different. It's a structure that is operated over there. For Thomas Partey, everything is a speculation. Is a rumor. Is on the plane to the preseason trip. So until the deal is done, we hear Saudi Arabia, we hear Juventus, we hear back to Atletico Madrid, we hear Manchester United. Manchester United don't get money. So why is anybody even mentioning Manchester United? Manchester United spends that money now on what Manchester United is doing. We will buy the players who want to buy, then we'll look to sell. Unfortunately, the players that they are looking to sell, nobody wants to buy. Who wants to buy Harry Maguire right now? He's 30 years of age with his hammer head. Nobody wants to buy him. Deal with your problem yourself. And there's no hem of Jesus' garment to heal him of his plenty mistakes. So it's going to be with them, or probably one club will buy him, and the value will not be high. They want to sell Fred as well. They want to sell Scott McTominay. Okay, that one, Jose Mourinho is looking at him. But Roma doesn't have big money, so they're not going to pay one big money on him. They're going to price him cheap. And then look at the other players that are putting up for sale. Manchester United will need to sell, buck up money before they can buy any player. The way it is right now, Thomas Partey have a very big offer from Saudi Arabia, but he doesn't want to go. Juventus are saying, okay, we'll pay 17.6 million or so. That also Arsenal would look for it. What I hope that eventually he goes, even if he goes to Manchester United, I'm not really bothered. But if he's going, Arsenal now needs to go into the market to get somebody. Jorginho is not a sufficient. He's a good backup, but it's not a sufficient backup. And no, Rice coming in is for Granit Xhaka that has gone to Leverkusen.
Oh, he's left, right?
Yes, he's gone to Leverkusen. So that's Xhaka coming in there. There's another player who's been signed already before.
What's this?
Before Rice, Durant Timbers.
Sambi Lokonga, have you guys?
Let him go and dance. I will. That's not for us. Tamita says, "Good morning, Delagote and Mani. I had the post-match interview where one of the organizers, which I won't mention, categorically complained about fans being too loud around the VIP area. Please, next time mention the name of the person. It's very, very important. Mention the name of the person. There's no problem with that one. I think it's about the construction of the stadium. The VIP area should be secured. If possible, business people and VIPs in that area may be demand special treatment. Say, okay, listen. There is a mistake that all of us are making. The way the stadium is, there is a box area at the top.
Yes.
People don't want to go there. Almost all these old people will tell you they have arthritis to climb up there. They had them. That's one. Two, the same VIP area have an enclosed area. But guess what? Yeah. They don't want to go sit down there. That enclosed area have AC and everything is cooler. They don't want to stay there. Now you come aside. You're not saying that the man who is on the side, who is having a phone, they should tamper his phone. What? Jesus Christ. Nigeria, this is our country anyway. Funny things happen. Tammy went on to say, I think it's about the construction of, okay, I think it's,
I've taken
that already. So back to you.
All right, still on transfers. And this one is quite a story. Portuguese club Lexoa FC have officially confirmed the signing of Moshood Morfdin from Remo Stars Academy. That's Beyond Limits. What's interesting about this is because he began his career as a goalkeeper in the Beyond Limits Academy. And,
I think the best person that will tell you about this guy is
Coach Olumide.
No, not even Coach Olumide. Is Kalijaye also.
Yeah, Coach Olumide
had a very good story of him.
Was one who saw the striking abilities in him and all that. So he's now a striker. He scored 15 goals in his first season, and they've signed him on a permanent deal. That's Lexoa FC in Portugal. So that's quite an interesting one.
That's
good.
You
see players changing positions, but this is quite something.
Yeah, I remember changing one of my goalkeepers to a midfielder, and then he became a support striker back in the day. He later became the captain of Harvard for a very long time. Mm-hmm. Played in the Nigerian League, went to national Chan Eagles to Julius Obido was his name. Was a goalkeeper at Globestar, Invisible Leopard. All through his youth career, was a goalkeeper. Then we had this injury problem, pack of injury, and I know he was very, very good with the ball. He can dribble. Like Julius would, when you give him a shot, he will chest the ball. Corner kick, instead of him to catch the ball, he will jump up and chest the ball. Like, so we had this issue. Okay, I mean, I have like 2 or 3 goalkeepers wasting away. You gotta keep it, you gotta play midfield, and he had like a man of the match performance and scored 2 goals, created another 2. As I told from today. That glove, go die somebody.
All right, moving on, still on transfers. It's official. Dayo Ojo is going to be staying at Remo Stars. They spent a contract extension with the Sky Blue Stars until 2024. And I mean, it's transfer season. One thing I look forward to is how creative the club can be in terms of announcing deals, announcing contract extensions.
I think they're getting better.
Remo Stars are
Remo Stars are doing an incredible
see
job.
some
in that
scrappy
area.
pictures, but I mean,
they
you
can
have to give
improve.
credit to
They can
some
improve,
clubs,
but they're doing well.
Yeah. So moving on, this one is regarding Plateau United. Remember, Fidelis Ilechukwu left.
Yeah.
So there's a new man they are speaking to, and this one is from Rwanda. I said they are set to name former Deportivo Cali star Mbwas Magnus as their new head coach.
He was also a former assistant coach of Rangers. He's a former Sharks of Tackle player, fantastic guy, nice human. One of the like you call him the Luka Modric of his era. One of the best midfield Jinga in his day. Can dribble, can pass, can shoot. Played with Blessing Kaku. Played with Finidi George and Kennedy Boboye, Ekiske. Fantastic guy and fantastic human being as well.
I'm hearing the name for the first time.
Was Magnus?
Yeah.
All these children.
Yeah, so we hear he's close to agreement on a 2-year deal plus a 1 year.
And he's from Plateau State as well.
So I mean, and the best man to get that story from is Rwanda, who's also a just person through and through. So moving on, Anthony Okachi is close to signing a 2-year deal with Enyimba. His left shooting stars. I mean, he's a guy I know very well.
All of now where they say I need a year NPFL transfer. We're giving you guys now.
So he's close to joining Enyimba. We're waiting for confirmation from that one. I mean, I've been seeing his posts on WhatsApp. He said his goodbyes to shooting stars and posted videos of his goals. I saw him hanging out with. It was there for the Enyimba shooting stars game. I saw him hanging out with some Enyimba players. So it's more like they're already they welcome.
Yeah.
I jokingly spoken with the guy. They only welcome you already. So we just laugh over it and all that. So we're waiting for official confirmation from that one. Moving on, Victor Omboma has joined Rwandan side APRO FC. His salary is a 2.7 million naira salary on a 2-year deal. I mean, according to sources, it was an offer that was too huge to turn down for him. This guy was with Casino United, helped them
get secure their
NPFL. So it's gone to Rwanda, APRO FC. Quite shocking if you ask me. But
it's not shocking if the money is good. Europe is not coming. The big deals are not coming. You've got to secure the bag.
Yeah.
I mean, either ways you've got to secure the bag.
Yeah,
okay, so Oluwadare Showumi says, "Good morning, Elegante. Please, can the cameras also focus on Tabasi once in a while?" So YouTube does not do that, and we don't have the. If you go Fondam or go buy, we don't have the extra cameras to do that. So YouTube does not rotate cameras on a computer, so the camera faces one side. At least on Instagram we're rotating it, but you can't do that on YouTube. That's the reason why we also plug in the audio so that you can hear him clearly. I don't like the fact that he's talking and the camera is showing me, but unfortunately we can't do that. We're putting up so we need about 150 million naira to rejig this whole studio to get it to that standard you see with AFTV, the United Standard, the rest of them. That's what we need. I don't have the money right now, but hopefully we would be able to raise the fund, and then you will see all of that, redesign the studio, where the stream would just be exactly what you see on Sky Sports, not even AFTV. Exactly what you see on Sky Sports. To get that happen is about 156 million. We're working on it anyway, so please bear with us as we go.
All right, still on transfers. This is quite an interesting one. Practically broke the internet. It's about Junior Lokosa. We hear Sporting Lagos are close to getting him on a 700K per month deal. So, but they required some denials here and there. The coach of Sporting Lagos, Coach Paul, practically said the last time he checked, Lokosa is a player for Remo Stars. That he can't speak of a player who isn't theirs at the moment.
That's him being professional, but at the moment is a caveat there.
Yeah,
that there's a possibility that he's going to be that player.
Yeah. So he's left Remo Stars. His contract has expired. I also saw a tweet from Charles Anazolu who said he spoke to Lokosa, and Lokosa said he hasn't moved and all that. So when something like this is happening, let's not
smoke without fire.
So but Lokosa to Sporting Lagos, how do you?
I think that
what would you make of that deal if it happens?
Lokosa has proven that first off, he's a goal scorer. We saw him in the Super 6. Yeah. He's a guy who comes in and gives problem to the defense. And then again, Sporting Lagos are showing that, listen, we can do the long con, but we want to secure our place in the NPFL. We don't want to get promoted. They know the players they have currently will not be able to sustain their top flight run. It doesn't matter what anybody wants to say. Those players that gain the promotion, the NPFL is different from the NNL. You will not be able to get somebody to lose to you 4-0, under certain kind of funny circumstances. The league is And then again, if you're going to play at the Mobolaji Johnson Arena currently as it is I don't want to fall guilty of using the word no man's land, but it's a free-for-all center where you come here. It's a neutral ground for everybody. People will come to Agege, to Onikon Stadium or Mobolaji Johnson Arena and beat Sporting Lagos. Not because they're not good, but because the quality of their players, the experience, Enyimba will come there and beat them. Plateau United, Kanu Pillars, all of this, Aqua United will come there and beat them. And before you know it, when you drop that much number of points at home and then you go on the road, you struggle, you're battling relegation. So what they're doing is, yes, we've gained promotion. Thank you very much to the guys who made it happen, but we need to step it up a bit. And in stepping it up, you need to reinforce the team with some experienced players. Some people say old players. Well, whatever you say, experienced players have transitioned into stability. The first 2 seasons of promotion is very key. If you can master the first 2 seasons after you gain promotion, then the 3rd season, you can now start doing whatever it is you want to do. Yeah. Because experience really does count in league football. You need these players with strong character, with personality, ability to be able to understand what certain environment is, what certain opposition brings. These are not going to be NNL opposition. These are top, tried-tested opposition. Yeah. Rivers United will come in with their men. And once they discover that Lagos is the place to pick easy 3 points, it becomes a problem. So I think that Lokosa coming in, not a bad one if they sign it or when they sign it, but they should also provide it in with the midfielders to supply the passes, because Lokosa is not going to do it. One of the things that I think I like right now, with the direction that the NPFL is going in general, is I hope Vendreza also gains promotion. I'm not one of those people who believe government should take their hands off football. People don't understand the cost of running football.
A lot of people are saying that,
not everybody have Kule, Shoname, and Shola's money. That's something we should all know. Do you not know that in my mind, I want to have a media house that is as big as Super Sports, as MultiChoice? I want to produce content like that. Where the money dey? You're not going to go steal the money. And again, what people should be told quick, because the football business, I've been in it though. In 1996, I started a club called Bisalo United, the first grassroots club to get all the way to the quarterfinals in the FA Cup. Again, I was part of the founding fathers of Globestar Football Club. Football is an expensive business, and if you don't do it well, it is non-profit. Your returns, first, football does not have short-term returns. You could spend 10 years without making money, and it's not a Nigerian thing, it's a global thing. Roman Abramovich owned Chelsea for 19 years, made profit only 1 year. The other 18 years were loss. Anywhere you go, football is not I invest 2 years and then after I start investing money. No. This trick that people like Aji Gafar, Kole Shoname have discovered of affiliating themselves with the European club, going to buy percentage of those clubs, is not the open doors. And then going to a competition like the Veragio Cup, how many people go feed go? Do you know how much it costs to go to a tournament like Veragio? Do you know how much it costs to run those people? So whenever I say private sector coming, the money that Rivers United, Rivers State, or Abia State, or Imo State, all of these states are investing, it's also big money. How many Nigerian rich people are really into those football investments? We've not seen them. So to say the government should hand their hands off, these poor fans can talk anyhow. Government should hands off Spurs. Now let 3 clubs you go get for our league.
Yeah, if you look at the
now let 3 clubs you go get for the league. Many people have tried. CEO did not come into the play. CEO did come into the play. The church almost collapsed.
Yeah.
If I back come in, he realized that politics money they secure, capital oil money so some things you have to really look at the whole gamut, the bigger picture of how these things work. So for those of you who always go on social media, government won't listen to them or forgive them for they don't know what they do. Now Momo they worry there. They don't know anything. MFL come just now, they don't go down and nothing come back up again. They set us Holy Ghost fire, they produce the money to run football. It's not easy. So now would they take and they go small. Government, please still keep funding football. Private individuals will gradually come. Not be every day people go create app we go produce money like Shola did. Not be every day people go get the kind of money we Shola may get, and they also love sports. That's another thing you have to consider. People like the Mabiola, Emmanuel Ewayahu, then John Mastro through Leventis United, they don't try them in the time pass too. All of them then collapse. private sector, NMB, ACB, all those people, they also collapse. Football not be profitable venture. So many people not just the hurry. They should say government, come on, government, come on. It doesn't work like that. We should, as my able brothers would say, Cherewayo.
All right, moving on. 3 more stories to wrap up the NPFL transfer segment on the show. Bendel Insurance have shown strong interest on a deal for Tamara Ezekiel. Negotiations is expected to begin in the coming days for the midfielder. He was with Shooting Stars last season. He's played for a number of NPFL clubs, Lobby Stars, I think, United, and Shooting Stars last season. So yeah, he put out a tweet. He was asking his followers where do they think he's going to be playing next. He was listing the clubs he's played for. So I'll wait to see how this one pan out. Then this one, your guy Cyril Olisema has extended his contract with Aqua United after his earlier 1-year deal ended. So it's confirmed he's going to be playing for Aqua United. Scored quite a number of goals last season, and it's a huge boost for new coach Fatai Osho. And moving on, Taufik Malomo, Shooting Stars, they break the bank for their star boy. They've extended his contract. He won't be leaving. Taufik Malomo stays at Shooting Stars, so you're gonna be seeing him next season for Shooting Stars. And then finally, this one is about Sikiru Alimi.
Hey, my boy.
Might be moving to Remo Stars. He's no more. He's left Shooting Stars. Contract expired, and might be making a return to Remo Stars. We hear a 2-year contract offer.
Contract ended. It's not expire. Football contract expired. He ended.
He ended. So yeah, Remo Stars, Sikiru Alimi. I mean, I was listening to I was listening to one of Abu Aziz's podcast. I think it was Bankoli, the goalkeeper of Remo Stars, where he spoke highly of Sikiru Alimi. He said he was one of the deadliest strikers. He's trained.
Sikiru Alimi is a fantastic player. Fleet-footed, always on the stool. Wonderful guy. A nice personality. That's the kind of guy that Abu should do whatever he can do to put him on this podcast. And a big shout out to Abu for what he's doing with his podcast. I know a lot of people would rather watch a podcast where they are running down Nigeria anyway. But I think that if you're really looking for a podcast about the league, that's one. And whoever is thinking of sponsoring the Nigerian league should put a little bit of money on that podcast as well. I think, we need to encourage such work. I know what it costs to do such things because I've been in the field, and I know. And sometimes when I talk to Abu Aziz, Abu Aziz, don't give up. I know it's hard. I know. Please, you started something very, very good. This is incredible. This is moving out of the normal. This is moving out of depending on just radio stations to be shouting every day. This is good because what you're doing is really what somebody like me cannot even do. So, and he'd be like, "Oh, bro, say hyping me." No, I'm not hyping him. What he's doing is network. The people I play football with, they're tied up as this is the new generation, and he's doing very, very well with it. I just hope that his fuel doesn't run out before the sponsors come in. That's just what I'm praying. And I hope that he also puts the audio on places like Spotify, so the audio, there's the audio version of the podcast, and then there's the video version. Because YouTube be the too, if you not get patient, YouTube be like Israelite journey from Egypt to Jericho. Too.
All right, so with that is a wrap on the transfer segment on the NPFL. For those of you asking me what time is the game today, it's 2 p.m. Hopefully I make it.
I'm not going for any Super 8 game.
Yeah, I'll be there. It's 2 p.m. Sporting Lagos.
Everybody's on my neck. Aqua people, Iba people, guy, bro. So you don't come. Where your crew? Yeah, your crew.
Are they still going to hold the next one? The
Oboseo?
Yeah. We don't have anything to talk about.
Don't know. I really hope they do, but I don't know. Especially with the whole scandal that came in from the United Kingdom. I think for me, if I'm Oboseo, I would hold this tournament. And I don't care what the international media will want to say, but investing in your own country is still a win-win situation. It's never a loss as far as I'm concerned. And for those who don't know, the British people never condemned Tony Blair. Meanwhile, Tony Blair, as far as I'm concerned, is a war criminal. So I'm not going to sit here and say because the British media says this guy is a fraudster, is a phony. I'm going, no, if he's coming to invest in our football, I would agree to the investment. All them J. Rockefeller that are seen as heroes in America, they're all criminals in their own ways. Okay, but those guys are seen as heroes in their own country. So it's about time we also look at things from that perspective. I'm not going to sit here and say because British people say somebody is bad. Like I've always said, there's not a clean billionaire. Not one. There's not one billionaire who is clean. Every one of them is involved in doing one. You can't become a billionaire by doing something legit. Oh, I'm selling the Bible and I became a billionaire. It's not possible. It's not possible. You must do something wrong. So Obosi is not going to. What's it called? Dorsey is not going to be the first person that goes through that eye of the needle British scrutiny. It's just that I predicted it, and I hate. I'm going to stop predicting some of these things now. I'm going to just
even if you take over, we don't know what's up. Like
that one is not going to happen. That one is never going to happen. I told you from the one, it's never going to happen. British people with their pride, allow a Nigerian to own a British club. Nah, that's never going to happen.
All right, moving on the show. Let's take it now to the Super Falcons. They are in camp. I think the whole contingent is complete. They've been training in Australia.
The people asking for Abu Aziz handle on Instagram and Twitter is at I am Aziz Abu AZEEZ Abu. I am at Aziz Abu Aziz. So what's that? That's the handle. And then the podcast also have its own handle. Abu Aziz podcast, something like that. Check for it, you will see it. That's what it is. Okay. So thank you very much, Creator Idale. Good to have you here as well. Over to you,
All right. So the Super Falcons have been training, preparing for the World Cup.
Drama.
Randy Wardrum has come up again with another go at the NFF. I don't know if this is clear.
Okay, so Ibanga says the podcast is on Spotify. That's nice. That's good.
Oh, the podcast is Spotify.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, Randy Wardrum. I mean, was also on another podcast, on the Whistle podcast. So you were talking about the NFF and all that. Like I was saying, I don't know if this podcast has been recorded before they arrived camp, at the Super Falcons. So
I think it was recorded.
Well, because he also, the first outburst, in this reply, he responded to it. So I don't know if that's why I'm not too sure if it has been pre-recorded or something.
It didn't come to camp in Abuja. It was in the US because there was really no camp in Abuja. There was no camp in Abuja.
Some of the players were.
No, the players came to Bolton White Hotel to process their traveling. Like I told you, they traveled in batches. So they were, you bring your passport, get the visa, doing a whole lot of things and all that. And then they needed to see the wife of the president. Not all of them even saw her. They needed to see the first lady on Saturday. First batch traveled on Sunday, and then the second batch traveled on Monday. But it's one of those things. But no camp. When you say camp, in the eyes and minds of people, when it comes to football, it means that they go to training in the morning or in the evening. So there was no camp. It's not fun to cover that. Try to understand that we have a new government in place. Certain fundings have not been approved. The last money that the NFF got from the federal government, the Ministry of Sports, is 1.3 billion naira. And for those who don't understand, the annual money that gets to the NFF from the federal government is about 970 million naira. And so when you hear 1.3 billion, it's not just that one trench. It's because of backlog. Some money that have not been paid, lumped up together, and the minister was going, so they gave them their money. Now, that money also means that a lot of backlogs that have been held, like the 14-month salary of Wardrum that was paid, came out of that money, plus I think Randy Wardrum also got his fact wrong, because there's a lack of understanding on many sides of the divide. But there was actually, to answer your question before you throw your next question, there was actually no official football camp. The camp that they had in Abuja was the team coming together to prepare to travel, and they couldn't get a charter flight, right? Yeah. So that again is another problem. Australia is far. You can't get a charter flight to go there. Any flight going out of Airpeace, for instance, doesn't travel that route. So to get a charter to allow them, the IATA charter to allow them fly into Australia would take months. So you have to look for an airline that is going, and that airline, those airlines that are going, because some people are asking me why are they traveling in batches, right? Nigeria doesn't have its own national carrier, right? So you're going to depend on other airlines like the Qatar Airlines, the Emirates, the Lufthansa, the KLMs, and the rest of them. They already have people that have booked seats in their plane. They're not going to eject them and carry your entire contingent. So what they do is, whatever seats that you're able to see on flight 1 for Saturday or for Sunday, you put your players there, and then you look for flight 2 for Monday, and you put your players there. That's exactly what happened. But a lot of people, I've seen people online, and I think that when it comes to sports in Nigeria, there is big knowledge deficit. And that knowledge deficit is why we keep saying people are corrupt. The other day, somebody said, imagine Falcons are traveling in batches. The corruption in Nigeria will kill us. No, it's not corruption in Nigeria. It's not corruption that caused it. It's just the thing that we don't have, right? I like to drive a Ferrari, but I drive a rickety Honda City. I really like to drive a Ferrari. I like to drive a Mercedes-Benz. I like to own the equipment that would make this. Is it corruption that's making it impossible for me not to get there? No, it's not. It's paucity of funds. And people should learn to separate that paucity of funds from corruption. Not everything. That's the same thing they said about Sheodiko. Oh, the man is corrupt, blah, blah, blah. It's not corruption. Somebody's using his own money to even manage to build the brand, and you say it's corrupt. You can't always throw corruption to people's name. That's why I worry. And yesterday there was the Osasu Obayuana's tweet, and I keep saying it's good to have opinion, but there's something me and Biola Kazi was talking to the other day. But I say, if you are 40 years old and you're a Nigerian, you have lost the right to complain. You are part of the problem. You should be fixing it, looking for solution, looking for how to cure it, and looking for how to give people the right information. So it's that difficulty of fund that's creating all of this problem. And I just saw the ministerial nominees again, and I saw for Minister of Sports, I saw the name of Jojo Kocha. That's like, God, we're again going to have another problem. I mean, but let me come back to you.
All right, still on Waldron, you came out, you said a lot in this one that was reviewed recently. You talked about the salary that was owed initially. Came out to say that it's been paid 7 months and all that. Said some of the players were still owed salary from 2 years ago and all that. Said it's not going to be quiet anymore. Then he came out to say that every country was giving $960,000 from FIFA,
which is true.
The World Cup.
Which is true.
So it was like, where's the money and all that? FIFA allows the staff to have up to 22 people, but we have only 11. We don't have scouts to watch the teams in our group or potential opponents.
Let me answer to that straight up. So I'll blame NFF for that. I've always said that NFF, one of NFF's biggest problem, and again, it's Nigerian problem, because Nigerians, that a lot of Nigerians in offices are very, very condescending people. They think that they get to office and they are helping you, so they are not answerable to you. We've not created a system where the leaders can communicate to the led. So it creates a lot of vacuum, a lot of gaps, and those gaps is what people are not filling in with assumptions. But my principal in secondary school used to say that assumption is the lowest level of knowledge. And so when people assume, they most likely are going to, create a lot of things. And if you don't come out, in those days they say silence is the best answer given to you. That's a lie. You must always respond to questions and give answers to questions, because it is answers to questions that give closure and clarity. So for all of this conversation that we're having, let's look at it carefully and see. And Edelikis is saying, what does it take for the Super Falcons to win the World Cup? It's going to take a 10 to 20 years plan. You have to put a plan in place, and that plan is what will give you. The plan does not necessarily win you the World Cup, but the plan will give you a chance of winning the World Cup. France put a plan in place called the Clairefontaine, and that Clairefontaine has produced, every time France have won anything, it's a product of that Clairefontaine. So there's something. But Belgium also did the same thing, and they've not won the World Cup. The highest they've gone is the semifinals, right? So it gives you a chance of winning. So you don't just go as a nominal team anymore. That's why when you see Morocco celebrating getting to the finals, it's because even with the plan they put in place, they put the plan to win the World Cup. They are not sure. Because once I am sure that, I'm good enough to win something, the way I celebrate the success is different from when I am not sure. You see Idabasi getting the Guinness Book of Record, getting the Guinness record. She set a plan over 5 years and got it done. She executed it. There was a plan. But when the girl from Adekiti or Ekiti decided to do her own, you know that there was no plan. This is just copy and paste, but you copied the wrong thing and you didn't apply it properly. And every other person, the one that is massaging, you just see because Idabasi got it, and then you want to go and do the same thing. So for us to win, we need to put a plan. A plan first starts with a developmental plan that says, okay, let's cultivate all our 14-year, 13-year-old, 12-year-old girls and groom them and strategically hope that they get position in some clubs and put it in their mind that, look, we're doing this so that in the next 10, 15 years, we'll win the World Cup and we'll dominate the AFCON within that period. And so you guys are going to be the real element of that production line. And then you go with it. But we don't have a plan. And without a plan, success is always almost impossible. Having said that, there's also accidental success, like winning the Olympics in 96. But when you look carefully, there was a plan that was not even a plan. So the 5 years of Clement Vesterhoff culminated in 1994, and then Fani Amo winning the under-17 in 1993. All that put together, even though we were banned from the 1996 African Cup of Nations, which now gingered the boys to like, okay, we need to prove a point where in our zone, in our element, they went on to win the Olympics. But again, we just thought that, like Sam said, after the cut here, we'll just show up and we'll do what we know how to do best. We went to Sydney Olympics with the brothers. We just felt like, oh, once your name is Oruma, once your name is Olise, once your name is Amunike, just go there. And then we were disgraced, right? So every success is a product of a back-end plan. And we've not had that plan. Now, coming to Randy Wardrum. Yeah, Randy Wardrum went on a podcast. I'm not saying he's an American and they take freedom of speech to the extreme. But Randy Wardrum also showed a lot of ignorance in his behavior on that podcast. Because if you do your due diligence, you would understand that because FIFA gave them 1 million does not mean FIFA did not say go and use that 1 million to take care of Super Falcons. No. FIFA gave the NFF and all the FAs money, and those people have things to do with the money. We've played against Mexico, we played against Canada, where we forget the money to play those matches. You think we just played it, we just showed up because when Nigeria, we just enter play just carry us, go those places. We played those matches because we were banking on that money. So maybe I go and borrow money from Mr. A and say FIFA is going to give me 1 million and you give me that money and we do it. We've gone to produce games. I've not seen money from GTI, but I went on because I know that they've given me the award that the money is coming. I went on. Where you think I forget the money where we take pay the flights and the hotels and the food and all those equipment that we rented. I got the money from somewhere, right? Mm-hmm. So when the day maybe you not hear that, oh, GTI don't pay me, so bros, more go do loud, more go spend it here. The people who I borrow money from, I'm not going to pay them. Some of the borrowing that comes with even interest. There's 10% interest on this, there's 5% interest on this, depending on the days that you put in. So when the money comes in, I'm even broke. So that's exactly what the situation with the NFF is. They're taking money from somewhere to fill the void, to make up those matches. Once the money comes, they go and pay. And then there's backlog of debt also. Coaches are under 15, under 17, under 20, even under 23. And then the Super Eagles and then the Falcons backroom coaches and the rest of them. And they even decided, you know what, let's cut some people out so that we are not owing too much. Media officers and the rest. Are you aware that Baba Femi Raji, for instance, got 20 million? You think they got the money for free? Is it not part of that money? Are you aware that the Falcons media officer also got about 18 million? Do you think they plug the money for free? Those are money meant for them. Then you look at, you've been to the Super Eagles camp. Have you seen the backroom staff of the Super Eagles? These Oyibo people come in and they tell you, whatever backroom staff you have, I want to bring my own. 11 is what the FA say they can cater for. If the English FA are catering for 200 people, that's their own. Probably they don't have bills that they're paying. If the American FA is catering for 200 people, that's their own. We have 11. Make do with the 11 that we have. If 11 people cannot go and scout other opposition, Oga lose the match. Oga lose the match and come back. We never win the Women's World Cup before. Not a big deal. People might not like what I'm saying, but Oga lose the match. We've been winning African Cup of Nations. We never scout anybody. You went to African Cup of Nations, you came third. So don't come here and give us all those mumu talk and then we'll look at your face. Yes, we are owing the players over 2 years. The same way America is owing $300 trillion in debt. It doesn't mean that the government is bad. We owe, not be owing of debt, not be corruption. It's part of the general living. My only problem in all of this conversation is Ademola Olajire having a private conversation on WhatsApp with someone who now decided that I want to trend because all of a sudden Eagle Tracker is trending because they are putting the Twitter. You know how these people, like some, not all of some Nigerian journalists are very stupid. Oh, somebody's not trending, let me trend. I have a private conversation with you. Do you think that if we all keep putting the private conversations that we are having with people, you think anybody will trust us again? And you decide to put it out and make it look like it's the official response to that podcast. It doesn't make sense at all. Yeah, maybe we'll say Ademola Olajire as a public figure should be wise with his words next time. But let's be honest. I like play. I'm not a utopian person. I live in a dystopian world and I try to understand the world from that element. Listen, me and you were close enough for you to be private to certain conversation, sometimes phone calls. You think those conversations I'm having with almost everybody, leader of thought in government, in the sport, if I put them out, will not go trend. But how would that person look at you tomorrow? How would you be able to stand up and look at the person? Integrity is not something you have in the morning and lose in the afternoon. It's the entire essence of your life. You know, I was in secondary school, one teacher said, my economics teacher, Mr. Noah, just said, the liquid, the essence of a perfume is not in the liquid, it's in the scent. You can have a gallon of perfume without scent. It's just liquid. You can have a tad bit, little milliliter of perfume that have a very strong scent. That one can sell more expensive than the one that in a big bottle. So the essence of every human being is your integrity. Your integrity is not something that fluctuates like NEPA light. If I have a private conversation with you, let it stay private. Even when you offend me, I still don't have to keep it private. That's not the time that for me to come and put it in public. That's why for me, naturally, when I start seeing men behave like that, I'm like, oh, jeez, this is crazy. This is what women used to do, and we mock them. Men doing this thing. If I have a private conversation with you, don't feel the urge to want to put it in public. There is no need for it. You might think you're throwing me under the bus, but the truth of the matter is you are actually putting yourself out as a bad person. That needs to be said. Then Randy Wardrum, in his own right, should also be reminded, and for those who blame Amaju, this is where I'm not going to blame the Dama, should also be reminded that historically he is the coach that have been backed the most when it comes to the Super Falcons. So if we measure the attribute, they say to whom much is given, much is expected. If we measure the attribute of Randy Wardrum, what is giving us the style of play, the team that is put together, the dominance of the team, even on the African continent. Because you come to in Africa, they say you need 22 people to scout for you so that you win. Which World Cup you want to win? When you don't know how to select him, you have your most potent player money gift. You always put her on the bench because she's not the school for America. Because it's just because sometimes we just choose not to talk. Like, okay, let's leave. You play your strikers off their best position and you want them to get results, and then the same player you say it's not good enough goes to Europe, scores 20 goals and win the Femina Pichinchi. What are we really saying here?
This is the other part of his comment. He said he saw the NFF response to his previous comment. He called it a childish response. Maybe it was the Olajiris, which is not. Should I say it's not an official NFF response? Like you say, it might be a private conversation, but I think he saw that and he termed it childish. And he said in the 2.5 years that he's been here, he has never had one time that the federation came to ask him, "What do you need, coach?" So he said what kept him going is the players. Otherwise, he would have walked away.
That one is a lie. Randy
Wardrum
on that front. I also read that thing and I said it's a lie. First off, you had a conversation with the federation. You had a discussion with the federation. Randy Wardrum, in case you don't know, he lobbied for this job. He lobbied for this job and made truckload of promises that he didn't even keep. It's the thing. Now Florence Amagbemi I blame.
This is a man who also said,
now Florence Amagbemi I blame.
He had a paid school job. He had to keep his job because his salaries are not going to come. That was why he had to accept the job. He also said that and all that.
I was
saying. From the NFF
I'm never going to sell at anybody, but I was seated in the room when this conversation around hiring Randy Wardrum started. I know how the conversation started. Some of us know where the bodies are buried, right? And the conversation was a last-minute conversation after Florence Amagbemi started doing, when Florence Amagbemi, Ishakiri village people started using her head to play, to fry akara.
Where's she now?
She's in the US, and she lost it. And then again, when she now came back and said she's willing to be the assistant, it was too late, right? But long and short of it is Randy Wardrum begged for this job, got the job. And when you say they've never asked you what you want, how do you communicate your team list? Is Randy Wardrum telling me here now that he is the one that shut up playing for the team to travel? When he demands for friendly matches and the team shows up and they play the friendly matches, he's the one that makes it happen. When his assistant, he demanded that he want more assistant and they get visas to go to countries, he's the one that makes it happen. You say that when he goes to the place where these matches are being played and there's hotel available for him, he's the one that makes it happen. So he shouldn't come out and say one response is childish when on the other front he's doing the childish thing. First of all, that's not a professional way to behave. Okay, we've had interviews with Gunnar Troyer who tells you, no, that you can't ask me this question. This is a conversation between me and my players. I'm not going to let it out. Even after he has been fired, he still tells me, no, this is not the right way to do it. But it you're my friend. Unfortunately, two friends that have not seen each other.
Maybe in his perspective, say he's not going to keep quiet anymore.
No, it's because let me. No. You know how
we had this conversation before. I'm like, this is a man who's like, anything we want happen may happen. Like he's ready to lose his job.
That's the point. You see the thing with Randy Wardrum. At the Wardrum, I've now realized that the line that this new FA is towing is a line that says, if we no go fit afford them, we no go keep them. Right? I've gone out with my kids, and Rookie is a demanding girl. She's 9 years old, but she's very demanding, and she would blackmail you into buying her something. Same with my little boy. My little boy can need that. I can need that in the supermarket. Daddy, please. And you know how cute he is. And everybody in the supermarket will gather. Daddy, please, I need this toy. Blah, blah, blah. Me, worry boy. When he don't do finish, I say, get up. Let's go. I know they feel ashamed about that. No, it's not a big deal. Randy Wardrum is throwing. You know those people where if they want to break up with you, they'll come see, they'll come to do, what's that guy that did a video of our boyfriend 40 seconds? Toto Dike. They'll now be playing this Toto Dike tantrum. All of a sudden, you become a bad person. Everything about you is bad. That's not maturity. That's not maturity. My younger brother says behaving like Oyibo Agbero. That's not maturity. Sometimes you can have a breakup and think that there's a possibility of it tomorrow, right? Whether Randy Wardrum like it or not, the NFF made him a national team coach. Who will be Pittsburgh? Who know Pittsburgh? Who know them for football map? Nobody know. They know how I never had that to the national team of the US. So he should be grateful to God that we gave him the chance. And again, when people come out and say it's corruption that's making Nigeria, it's not corruption. It's a system that needs to change. But for as long as the system have not changed, there's nothing anybody can do. The Ministry of Sports ties up youth. And that's, by the understanding of youth, is the NYSC. So in your head, calculate how many children, how many young people they graduate from university, they get NYSC call up every year. That budget that the ministry gets is shared into two parts. 90, I don't know why when I say this, people pretend like they're not hearing. 98% of that money, it's like they give me a you 1,000 naira. I take 800 naira. I can't say you, Kalejaye, Joy Bassi, and every other person, Mona take 200 naira. How will I go take survive? That's exactly what is happening. That's the root cause of all this problem. Just now, we went to play against Guinea with Sierra Leone in Liberia. Go and ask Enyimba. We don't have a partnership with Airpeace anymore. The team almost got stranded. So to get a charter flight that will go there, the NFF had to cover 300 million naira. That's the bill for that. So for those people who say, oh, FIFA give them this money, if now from that money they pay. It costs about 68 million to keep the team in a hotel. Now from that money they pay. The players get paid match bonuses. Now from that money they pay. So sometimes when they talk, it's easy to criticize the people in power, whether it is Shehu Diko today, whether it's Amaju, whether it's Megari, whether it's Ani Lulu, whether it's Galadima, whether it's Uluka Rabo, whether it's Na Elegbeleye. It is okay to criticize them when you just want to criticize. But when you're doing that, stick with the facts on ground. Understand this thing from all spectrum. It helps. Nobody, I repeat, nobody in the history of Nigerian sporting media criticized Richard Segoneda. Again, I have never been given an appointment in the history of Nigerian football. Say, oh, they give an appointment, they don't buy a move. No, I have never been given an appointment. Turned down 6 media officers' job, turned down different. I've turned them down. But at the same time, I understand what's going on. Again, we'll talk about people losing money. I lost $1 million for us not qualifying for the World Cup. It's enough for me to go berserk. But stick to the truth. You can't kill Sunday Dare for not using his own personal money to run football. You can't kill Shehu Diko for not using. Sure, Shehu Diko used his own personal money to run football safe in Nigeria. So you can't kill. What's it called? You can't kill. How do I put it? You can't kill a man that you give money to do a project and your expectation is like you give him £1 million to do a project, but your expectation is 100 million. And then your anger is coming from the fact that the project he did was exactly 1 million, but it didn't extend into 10 million. You can kill somebody for that. So sometimes again, Nigerians who always jump on the bandwagon of corruption should also know their country. It's important to know your country. It's just like when this whole DNA thing was trending in Nigeria. And I was having a conversation with someone and said, they talked about the guy who have 4 children. All the 4 children are not his. And I took a different line to the conversation and everybody was hating on me. I said, you marry a woman, you are at the stay house. Chances are that now you the fire the woman pass. Yes, now. But 4 children not be your own. I think you should go and buy a gift for the woman for saving you of embarrassment, because your gun no get bullet. You are misfiring. Something is wrong with your gun. And people said, oh, no, I shouldn't support that. No, I'm not supporting it. I'm just saying I did probability in school now. If I put 9 red ball in one place, I put 1 blue ball inside that place. What are the chances? Who go pick the red ball? If I dip my hand inside the box, what chance? Which ball have a higher chance of coming out?
The one with the more.
The 9 red ball. So if I'm firing my wife more than somebody else who maybe gets a free shot, like who's playing snooker once in a while, and all the children are his children, there's problem with my firing. My shooting pin is not good. I don't spoil Joy Bassi here, but
all right, still with the Super Falcons, we hear sort of a boycott, but on maybe have come out to the.
They are not boycotting anything. Leave people to like to talk anyhow.
I find it weird too. You are there for the tournament, boycott your first game is. I don't know if it can happen, but it's just weird to me that you just boycott a game, unofficial tournament and all that. But yeah, it's been denied. And my AB has come out to say that.
That's not why I'm laughing. I'm laughing 2 brothers fighting each other
on the comments.
On my comment section.
All right, let's wrap the show today with Nwankwo. We talked about this last week Tuesday. It's been official. It's official now.
Yep.
It's been confirmed that. But one confusing thing in the statement they came out to say he's going to be a supervisor for Enyimba. I don't know what that means, but more like it's coming to replace Felix Oyasiago, who's gone. But my question is, does Nwankwo, does he have any power to hire and fire? Does it come with salary entitlement? What does this role entail for Nwankwo?
Why you they ask me? Am I a Lesotho? Did they?
What do you think about it?
Jesus Christ.
I'm going to ask.
Nigeria.
What do you think of that role, and what does it entail for Nwankwo? It's official, so these are no more speculations.
So let me start by saying congratulations to Alex Uti for paying 34 months of salary arrears. That's a very sweet move. That's buying the people into his heart, and that's doing what government needs to do. Again, that also proved to anybody, like I was saying about Ibrahim Dusu, I responded on Osaso Maiwana's tweet that when you take over any office, leave Osaso just Osaso not get bills where they pay. People when they pay heavy bills, now so that they behave.
Churning on like call these people out, this and that.
Listen, calling people out. You cannot be 55 years old and be calling people out. I think you are a nuisance. You're a public nuisance if you are 55 years old. This man also have sat in National Sports Reform Committee. What did they produce? What did they do? This person don't have these people were in the call out, so all of them don't fall. When they travel with them, they are the best. When you don't get that luxury again, they become worse. I don't work like that. You cannot be 55 and be throwing tantrum. Tantrum is for my kids. My son is 11 years old, and I watch him sometimes look at his younger brother like, what's wrong with this one? If I kick you, that's maturity. You grow. When you get to 55, so let me use one man as a good example. And I've fought him a whole lot all my life in this industry. Harry Wala. Harry Wala is a guy that I have disagreed with. That means an Arsenal fan, my position with Arsenal will always disagree. Nigerian football, and he's worked in different places. But the more I disagree with him, the more I learn from him. I see him show maturity. I see him show understanding. We disagree, he will still calm and call me and educate me on certain things. And sometimes when I had my fight with Tulu Karabo, he was the peace broker. When I had my fight with Shehu, he was the peace broker. But we don't agree on everything. Not everything he says I agree with, but I would always respect him. You know why? He's gone from a critic to a fixer, an elder statesman. That's how you grow in any country, in any system. First off, your loose radicals, your restiveness allows you to do certain things. And then as you begin to grow, you start having a better understanding of the system. And then you say, oh, okay, probably I was not saying this thing right. Now I'm saying it right. How do we fix it? You start using your influence, because when you're 55 years old and you've been in the industry for 20 years, I can confidently tell you that I can influence a pool of between 50 to 200 young journalists currently today because of just my name, not because I want to give them money. How do I turn that influence? John C. Maxwell says leadership is influence. Anybody you can influence, you can lead. Any person in this world you can influence, you can lead. So if leadership is influence, why not use that position of leadership that God has given to you based on the longevity that you spent in an industry to influence a positive change in that direction? So that's why I was having issues with this Osasuga. I've got mad respect for him. I mean, the time he spent in the industry, you can't take that away from him. Like, oh, the fact that you don't like a person does not mean you will not respect the service that is rendered. But I think that at 55 plus or thereabout, you've lost your chance of criticizing. You are now in a position to say, okay, you know what, I'm going to contest for the next election and fix it. I'm going to go for my state. I'm going to show you guys how these things are done. You can't just sit in one place, speak BB grammar, confuse yourself, think say you don't want to impress people. And there's some charlatans on social media who have 2 megabyte free 2 megabyte because they load 100 naira, will not be Jerry you and you'll be happy. They sing for you like say you did dance to a local song. No, that's foolishness now. That's not how society grew. You think my younger ones will be happy to see me blow BB grammar on social media, and then they can't point to anything that I'm doing to make impact, to change life, to improve the lives of people, and to improve the system? You think my children will grow up and say, "Oh, daddy was blowing BB grammar like Patrick Obayaba"? What did you do? Yeah, that's just what you look at. But no. So on the final note, you were talking about
the
Kanu situation. We're just going to watch with open hands. But my own position, this is my position. I don't think Kanu is a perfect fit. I've got nothing against Kanu. But if you're taking away a man who is now very influential in CAF, a man who has been on the job for that long, and I agree with it's not our party member, it's not from our party, there's a new party, let a new set of people come and enjoy. You should also understand the position of Enyimba, like I said last week, in the scheme of things in football. Enyimba is the biggest club in Nigeria. Enyimba is the club with the highest level of expectation in Nigeria. And if you want to put appointment, you could go. Do you think that if you had called Mike Emenalo and said, Mike Emenalo, come and take over from INC, anybody will complain? With Mike Emenalo's 10 years pedigree of excellence at Chelsea, nobody will complain. Okay, this man got it. He will learn on the job from the African scene. Like Finidi George learned on the job. First season didn't win, next season won the league, and everybody's fine. But that you're bringing in Nwankwo as now he's a supervisor, it's not even a chairman. The fear never even made give him the title of chairman. He's a supervisor of work. Now, this guy was a player to go work. I don't understand why he's supervisor. Who's the supervisor? Now he's a supervisor, he's not a commissioner. To come as supervisor Enyimba. What's his job definition? So I'm going to fold my hands. I'm not going to be too quick, but I'm going to say you that Enyimba is the one that will suffer here. Enyimba will not win the league under Nwankwo. Enyimba will not do anything well in the CAF competition. Unfortunately, this is the first time that Enyimba will be playing in the CAF Super League, and this is happening. It's going to be very, very sad. But I'm going to fold my hand and watch and see Nwankwo please impress and surprise me. Just the way I saw the name of Okocha in President Tinubu's ministerial nominees, and my tummy is already sour. Like, I'm already sad. Like, hey, God.
You said Okocha, who again?
Okocha and what's the other name there? There's Okocha and one other name. I'm sorry, nah. I have to go search for it.
You mentioned Kanu Nwankwo as well.
No, Kanu Nwankwo not did it. What's wrong with you? I read Kanu Nwankwo. What did they worry? Kanu Nwankwo is not there. Get that.
But why? Okay, Okocha has had things at Delta State and he didn't.
Okocha was a woeful failure in Delta State.
Okocha
is not accessible.
That's why you're not confident with
I'm not going to feel confident with anybody from the class of 94, apart from maybe Olisen and maybe the Chelsea guy that I just mentioned.
talking about Kanu Okocha, I just let our listeners know they've been included in the African 11 in the Premier League.
That one they deserve it.
Yeah,
That one they deserve it.
Mikel was, I think Okocha was the highest ranking Nigerian on 6th. Mikel in 10th position and Kanu Okocha 11th position. So 3 Nigerians in the African 11 put together by Super Sports, voted by the fans. I think we.
No, that one. I'm not going to sit here and argue against them.
Yeah, we know what they've done.
That one is well deserved. Kanu Okocha and Okocha well deserved. That one I'm not, at least for once. I'm not against them for something. For once, so more than not to say I hate them. That one is well deserved based on performance and all that. They need people to represent Nigeria on that slate. I think that's a good one. I can't find Jesus Christ. I can't even find their name again. That's not to say they disappear. No, it's Okocha and one other person from the north.
Just 2 or
I don't know. It's like every there's a minister for finance and then a minister for finance for state, minister for this and then minister for state. I don't know, but we never used to have minister for sports in states. So I don't understand how that one came about. But I'm rolling through. Okay, I've sent it. Nominees for Minister of Youth and Sports Development, Barrister Bello Mohammed Goronye is from Sokoto State. Minister of Youth and Sports Development State. Okay, so the substantive minister is going to be the guy from Sokoto. Minister of Youth and Sports Development State, JJ Okocha. That's like the boy ministry. That's like, okay. But even at that one, JJ does not qualify. As far as I'm concerned, JJ does not qualify. Having JJ speak on behalf of sports, it's heartbreak for me. Because sometimes you can't be in every room, but you need to have people in the room speaking for you. I don't think that JJ would speak on behalf. Look at the class of 94. Let me tell you one thing that follows, because people always ask me why I don't like people, the class of 94. There's one element that have enveloped all of them: greed. They are very greedy people, self-centered, selfish idiots. So I don't want those kind of people representing an entire ecosystem that is worth over $5 billion. Those people will not do anything. You know why? He said Amokachi was running during the election campaign. And I told somebody, I said, Amokachi go drive this Rolls Royce, do all this the way they do for me. They're not going to mean that. My friend Larry was like, you're being too hard on them. I say, mark my word. I say, because when the right people who are doing the work are playing the right politics, Amokachi is showing that if they give an appointment, I will think will do with this. This is what is interested in self over the group. Nomination not come. Some people are not taking it for granted that Amokachi don't be minister of sports. I told all of them, if we manage, they're not going to nominate her. Again, when it comes to the nomination, I used to think that academic qualification also matters. I don't know.
All right.
Let them go and defend themselves.
That is a wrap on the show. Like you said, we should be open for surprises. We hope these people surprise you and they go on to do well in the
like Antonio Conte and Spurs last season, right? Okay. When was the last time anybody surprised my prediction?
I can't remember. I can't remember honestly. So
I leave the jury.
All right, with that is a wrap on the show today. It's been wonderful. Beginning the show.
Jabasi, how are you?
Very fine.
Do you understand anything that we're saying?
No, I think
Small.
Your unique way of doing it as well will make people grab a little. The way you relate with things happening around and all that, so it might just make the neutral person just grab it a little. So I think she might get that part.
Somebody said it's not sure that the ministerial list is authentic anyway. And I also said that in one group. I said I don't think this is authentic because some of the names that I'm seeing there.
I also saw that name in one before you.
Some of these names that I'm seeing
before you picked it up.
It's not scaring me. Like
I saw that Barrister Bello Mohammed.
A whole Tinubu will just go and nominate these people, but let's just keep our fingers crossed and see how it goes. Okay, so for those of you on Instagram and YouTube that we didn't read all your comments, sorry. Let's do this again tomorrow. Tomorrow, your comments will be read. You know how we do it now. Tuesday is always like this. It's me and Emmanuel and this beautiful young damsel here. But definitely by tomorrow, we should have another. We have another intern that is joining us. And
girl or boy?
Why are you particular about the?
No, I'm just asking.
Why are you particular?
No.
You have interest. Have you bought engagement ring and waiting for the person?
I'll be listening. I'll be listening.
That's how Emmanuel introduced one photographer to us. So the photographer I will not see again.
She actually messaged me today again. I was like,
If I see that girl, if I see that girl near my
I was like,
office,
she comes
Emmanuel,
here,
you're not gonna come here again.
What if she insists?
No, she cannot
She
insist.
keeps on messaging me.
And mama no. See, you know how powerful I am in this place. Nobody give me money to buy anything here. You know the story. There is not one person who can say, I gave it $50,000 to buy anything here. So anybody that I accept to come here, I'm being nice to you. I am being nice. The only other people who have powers to do anything is those people in that elevated TV family group. I say, oh, Idafe, we need you to do this one. I go do one. For this thing where I put my sweat, blood, and tears. I give you opportunity, you do shakara from me. Come and snap that the person where she's supposed to cost now. They don't give a national invitation. No.
Oh, interesting.
Yes.
Yeah.
T-Mac have been invited to the national camp.
You didn't let her take any pictures of no photo shoot of her that same day again. You didn't let her do anything.
She didn't come. Did she come? Why are you asking me like you were not here when we did the interview? What's wrong with you? See, Emmanuel, were you not here when we did the interview?
I'm laughing. Anthony Okachi said, nice show. Was listening. I said, but I don't review your transfer or nothing. Waiting to worry, Okachi. Calm down. It will still happen. So,
Anthony Okachi,
Thank you for listening.
if na Sky Sports announce you now, you go tell them they don't review your transfer.
Even your WhatsApp status where you posted you and Chibike. I don't know if you know that Chibike one. If you watch Enyimba,
I know Chibike.
Yeah, it's always.
Enyimba is my team now.
Because you can see him on the. I saw you. Even that one said the exclusive. I think just screenshot and I put on WhatsApp. Do one tweet say you're already hanging out here. I said, well, calm down.
Sebastian, they said that they suspect you. Rokiri Emmanuel said they suspect
I'm
you.
just being honest.
You and these girls things. Emmanuel, what's your spec for a woman? Let's just end the show on that. What's your spec for a woman? What's your spec?
What spec? What do you mean?
You really the grace. Thunder, see, you really you want can be. Walking one more. What is your spec for a woman? Are you gay?
No.
I put it to you. You are gay. Okay, so what's your spec for a woman?
Okay, you must be good looking. Levi is already saying.
Who go marry the war?
No, so there's people.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And it comes from the heart.
It's not in the face that I'm gonna calm down. I don't think, but you have to be, decent, good looking, you speak well. And of course, I don't know if I should say this, but you have to be stand.
You have to have South Africa dance side and Manchester.
No,
Hey, man.
No,
something to hold. In other words, let me just put it this way. In other words, you have to be a Dumebi. Now let you know what that is. You have to be a Dumebi.
I don't know why you're putting me on the spot now.
The structure. Let's
not too structured,
but the Dumebi-ish.
Kind of.
Okay. We will continue on this conversation next week Tuesday. My people, this is where we draw the curtain on the show today. My name is Sebastian. Is still gonna be here. So if you're on the mobile application, you better listen on the Elevated TV radio app. I don't keep Manuel today. I think, guys, if you like it, then you know that I will repeat it all the time. Well, it's gonna be on the radio, so listen on the app, extended version for the show. Just download the Elevated TV radio app and you'll have fun. If you're not there, then be on the website www.elevatedtv.com/radio. You know, on that website we have a lot of stories that you can read and get informed.
Watch football, watch the Remo Stars game on TV.
And then
in the stadium, 2 p.m. You can watch on TV.
All right, bye.
Happy corner.
Ooh, what a show! You did Chris. Last side.
There you go. You can go out.
If my equipment spoil, who will pay?
Why? It's cool.
It's not. It's good. That's how a studio should be. When I was in ITV,
I don't know the place where they shoot, they do show at the sweat. I sweat.
I don't like all those instructions. When you go interview or interview Ken, you don't like the field. They do show. You gonna do show. You